The Electoral College has long been a subject of debate in the United States. Some argue that it is a crucial component of the American political system, ensuring fair representation for all states and protecting smaller states from being marginalized. Others believe that it is an outdated institution that undermines the principle of majority rule and disproportionately favors certain demographics and regions. Proponents of the Electoral College argue that it ensures the voices and interests of all states are taken into account during presidential elections. They argue that without the Electoral College, candidates would only focus on highly populous states and neglect the concerns of smaller states. The system is designed to maintain a balance between the interests of densely populated urban areas and the less populated rural areas. Critics of the Electoral College, on the other hand, argue that it often leads to the candidate who wins the popular vote losing the election. They contend that this undermines the principle of majority rule and can give undue influence to a few swing states. They propose that the president should be elected solely based on the popular vote, as it would reflect the true will of the people. One common argument against the Electoral College is that it disproportionately favors certain demographics and regions. Critics argue that swing states, which often receive extra attention from candidates, tend to be more demographically representative of the nation as a whole. This leads to candidates neglecting the concerns and issues of states that are considered safe or uncompetitive, effectively silencing large portions of the population. Supporters of the Electoral College point out that it promotes political stability and prevents highly polarizing or extremist candidates from winning the presidency. They argue that the requirement of winning a majority of electoral votes encourages candidates to seek broad-based support and build coalitions across different regions and demographic groups. They believe that this leads to more moderate and consensus-driven governance. Critics counter that the Electoral College can actually contribute to political instability by allowing for the possibility of faithless electors who do not vote in accordance with their state's popular vote. They argue that this undermines the trust and legitimacy of the electoral process. Critics also contend that the winner-takes-all approach used by most states can discourage voter turnout, as citizens in states dominated by a particular party their vote is less likely to make a difference. The debate surrounding the Electoral College is complex and multifaceted. It touches upon issues of representation, fairness, and the balance of power in a democratic society. While proponents argue that it is a necessary safeguard for the rights of smaller states, critics call for a more direct and inclusive method of electing the president. Ultimately, the fate of the Electoral College rests on the ongoing discussion and examination of its merits and flaws.